Yeah. Hello. I'm Safruti, and as said, I'm the founder and CTO of PerimeterX. A little bit about the company. We were founded 4 years ago. We launched our first product that we're mostly known for, Bot Defender, about mid-2016. In the meantime, we acquired about over 100 customers, again, large enterprises. What this product does is basically detects in real time if a user visiting the site or an application is a human or not, and mitigates accordingly. So customers might be large enterprises, e-commerce, retailers, travel and hospitality, financial services, and so on. We achieved tremendous growth, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the growth and the measures we did to achieve this kind of growth also in scale, and what we do to believe is needed to support this kind of growth for companies building large websites. So growth not in terms of customers, but actually in pages. Every customer we're protecting, basically we're protecting every website or every web page, and we're tracking currently over 17 billion activities per day that we're protecting and growing very fast. So instead of talking about bots and the algorithms for that, I want to talk about some changes in the architectures that WebStack is going through, and how people are building websites today, and how security should adapt to that, and what we implemented, and what is the infrastructure we built and the architecture we built for that. So when you think of traditionally on how a web stack works, you think of a client, a server, or a bunch of servers, usually in a data center, something that you can put a perimeter around and you can protect them. And the CISO typically will put a device on the gateway that basically monitors everything. And on top of that, you can stack all the security applications from firewall, web application firewall, DDoS mitigation, bot mitigation, and so on. You can think of it as the traditional castle and moat approach with a drawbridge that you can protect only that. And that is the traditional way enterprise security works. And unfortunately, this is the way most web security works as well. The reality, however, is extremely different. When you look at web implementation, default web implementation today, you have, this is an Amazon example on a standard web stack. You have extremely varied services. You have web coming from one place, mobile hitting another place, APIs hitting a third place. You have partners. You have JavaScript scripts that are not even hitting your traditional perimeter because applications are going directly to the browsers and outside, so you have no visibility on that. And where the hell the perimeter is in that case? If you need to put a gateway somewhere, where will that be? Basically, it's all over the place. The approach that we believe is needed in order to do this kind of thing is create a virtual perimeter. What we call a virtual perimeter is a way to integrate into each one of the components within the web stack and provide the ability to monitor, to collect information, behavioral information, fingerprints, and so on in every piece of the component. By providing this information into a central location, you can get visibility into each and every step that the request is going through. You collect a lot of data. And that integration can also be the enforcement layer on which you can actually enforce and change and do things. Well, it's a scary world to live in if you're the person being watched in every place. This is exactly what we want the attackers to feel. And this is the visibility we can give into that. And by doing this integration, you can basically give the CISO or whoever wants to enforce the security their realization or the visibility and the insight into what's going on. When you think again on an architecture like that, the trends that are going out today with microservices and the ability and the flexibility for developers to basically build and deploy code on their own, to use CI/CD, to use microservices, where they can change their stack based on whatever trend is coming on, how do you protect that? How do you have a tier that forces them to use something that is, in many cases, outside of your perimeter? So the stack that we build and the way we think one need to work is provide this module. So we build this open source module that integrates into the entire stack from the client side in JavaScript and iOS and Android SDKs to CDNs and cloud infrastructure, partnerships like we have with Fastly and AWS, load balancers, web servers, frameworks, serverless, all kind of frameworks like Salesforce Commerce Cloud, basically giving you visibility to wherever you deploy a piece of code, you can simply add this module. Now, in this world, a developer can have the freedom to do whatever they want as long as they include this module. We think of it as the change that New Relic and performance measurement did to web, where an engineer knows he has the freedom to ship whatever he wants as long as he puts the module there, because then he gets visibility into the performance and the insights of what he does. We want to have the security tier basically be there. And once an engineer puts it, regardless of how many instances he builds, you don't need to add another tier. This is becoming part of your infrastructure. You get the full visibility. You get full empowerment to deploy a policy from a central location. And that realization is what we call the virtual perimeter. So what we build is, again, a modern application security stack for the virtual perimeter that you can stack on different applications. We build it, the first product we build on that is Bot Defender, helping detect all kind of malicious bots. We're getting tremendous feedback from the market on the ease of use of that, how it fits into the way people work, as opposed to forcing a proxy or some other tier into that. With that, I want to keep it open for questions or any other items. Yep.
Questions? All right. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Get that.